Hey guys, this is Felicia Asmanning, creator of poweredlifecoaching.com, and I am really excited right now as I welcome all of you to You Are What You Eat webinar. The month of March has been declared as the National Nutrition Month, and I couldn't be more happier than ever because it gives us the opportunity to talk about one of the most important things that we do on an everyday basis, which is about food. And so I'm happy that you are able to join me today because it shows that you are really interested about the importance of this subject of our lives, and also to get to know about the power of optimal nutrition in relation to our overall health and well-being. So welcome. Just take a seat back, relax, because we are going to have a great time. And I can promise you this, you're going to learn something with me. So sit back, do not go yet, because we have so many amazing things in store for all of us. Trust me, you will enjoy this moment, okay? Before we begin, I'd like to give a brief background about who I am and why this webinar. Well, I am a board-certified health coach and a nutritionist, and I really have a passion to help people become the healthiest version of themselves so they can thrive in life and go about with their daily purpose in life so they can live life without limit. There's nothing that can really depress an individual to have a vision and a goal to accomplish in life, but have poor health, and so you are limited and you're not able to attain much. And so the Powered Life was created to help you be empowered with the right knowledge so you can live life from within. Because if you are empowered within, you can live out the life and fulfill the callings and the greatness that has been ordained for your life. And so this is the reason why I created the Powered Life, so you can be all that you were born to be in vibrant health and also fulfill your mission and purpose in life. So why this webinar, you may ask? Because food is everything. Now tell me, how many of you don't love food? Everybody does it. We all live on food. We wake up in the morning, we drink our coffees and our teas and our hot chocolate. We eat our lunches and our dinner. We are always munching on something because we need food to survive. But most importantly, the reason why I put together this webinar is because I wanted us to really take a deep look to understand the relationship and the correlation that food have on our overall health. You have to understand that what really goes into our mouth has a direct connection to how we feel about in a day. And so a lot of us do not know this. And so I wanted to bring an awakening and an awareness to this so we can make well-informed decisions from hence on what to do as we go about with our daily meal planning, and also think twice before deciding to put any food in our mouth. Personally, I have experienced the healing power of food in my own life as I recount and recall the many experiences and events growing up and some of the challenges that I encountered in my health and how food really impacted my life. You see, I didn't just arrive in a day to become an expert in food knowledge. You see, I had a background like many of you. I had history. I used to have issues with asthma. I had issues with bleeding, and there were so many health effects that got me crippled. And I remember I used to take medications and prescription drugs and all that. And now there's been transformation in my life as a result of eating the right kind of food, even with my health and even with my weight. I remember there was a time I was overweight, struggling to keep up with my weight, and now I no longer struggle with my weight because I eat the right kind of food that nourishes my body. It was then that I realized that food really has a big role to play on how we feel. It plays a role on how we behave. It plays a role on how we do everything. And so this is the reason why I am really passionate about this subject, based on my own personal experiences and also knowledge of other experts and people who have also experienced both good, the bad, and the ugly of eating either the right kind of food or eating the wrong kind of food. So this is the reason why this webinar was established. All right, now let's get to some facts about your body that will surprise you. Did you know that your body and my body rebuilt itself in less than 365 days with the food you eat? Now, let's check out these facts. Every 3 months, you get a new bloodstream. Every 11 months, every cell in your body renews itself. Every 2 years, you get an entire new bone structure. Every 2 or 3 weeks, the skin cells of your skin renews itself. Every 4 days, the cells in your colon renews itself. Every 120 days, your red blood cells renew itself. And every 300 to 500 days, the cells in your liver also is renewed. Now, I have not even talked about the brain, your heart, and all the other parts of your body. So technically speaking, guess what? You are a complete brand new person within a year or less than that. And see your body as a manufacturing plant that is always in cycles, constantly producing things in the factory. And food becomes the natural raw materials that it uses to produce the end product that it needs. So technically, what you put in your mouth basically is what is injected into your body and allows your body to go through the process of renewal, which is rejuvenation, and also to sustain you throughout your day. And so what you really put in your mouth determines the outlook of what you see in your health. So if you are struggling right now with your health, you want to look good on the outside, maybe you want to look more younger, and maybe you feel sluggish and always tired, maybe you want to hang around with me for a few more minutes, because what I'm going to share with you will really get you to change your paradigm about food. Because if you can just change what you put in your mouth, then I can guarantee you that about 80% of your problems will be resolved. And so hang around as we go further, because it's getting more exciting. Now, we cannot undermine the external factors that contribute to poor nutrition and dietary lifestyle. First of all, genetics play a huge role with the outlook of our health. You see, some of us inherit certain genetic traits that makes us very susceptible to certain ailments, deficiencies, and diseases. And we need to pay mind to that, especially when it comes to dealing with our overall health. We need to pay attention to our family history and study certain trends and traits that we see going on in our family. You know, some of us may have inherited certain bloodline ailments that were passed from one generation to another generation. So you need to know and study the background of the family you come from, so you'll be able to know what really is affecting the family, so you know how to handle your health needs or care. Another aspect that goes into our background also has to do with our gender. If you are a woman or a female, there are certain diseases or situations that makes you more susceptible to that or at a higher risk. Likewise, if you are a male, same thing happens with certain ailments and diseases and different biological factors. I don't know if I make sense. Another reason also has to do with our nationality, or our race. If let's say that you are a Caucasian or an African American, there are certain components about the race you come from that can also influence the outlook or that can impact your health. Certain diseases have been associated with certain group of people or certain group of nationalities based on our genomes or our background. So you need to have all these things in place as you move ahead with going after the optimal health that you believe that you deserve. Another important area that we also need to consider has to do with our socioeconomic status. You see, you must understand that poverty and lack of resources are one of the two main causes of poor nutrition, and this can really play a big role and impact in the health of people everywhere. You see, when you don't have access to good food or you cannot afford to buy healthy food and your budget only allows you to eat certain kind of food, it's definitely going to have an impact on your health. And so this is a very important area we also need to reconsider when we talk about health and healthy eating and accessibility. Because if, let's say that I'm trying to buy organic food, which we know organic foods are really healthy, and my budget does not permit me to afford that kind of food, guess what? I'll end up settling and going for convenience because I will buy what my budget permits me to buy. So we also need to consider that as well as we go ahead about understanding about this subject. It is also important to know that according to the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations, poverty and lack of resources are two causes of bad nutrition that contribute to estimated 925 million people worldwide who are currently suffering the effect of malnutrition and its companion diseases. And so we have to really understand that the criteria for defining malnutrition are inadequate intake of protein and micronutrients or vitamins and minerals, and which all of these causes millions of children, for example, to die each year or to suffer lifelong physical and mental disabilities as a result of that. So we need to know that it is also very important that socioeconomic status play a big role. It really does. It really does play a big role. Now, the next point to consider is limited access. According to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, bad nutrition is among the many factors contributing to childhood obesity. In some locations, access to supermarkets and grocery stores is kind of limited. So it makes it difficult for people to literally get access to good food. For example, if there's lack of transportation, and the place is really far and you're not able to go there, how on earth are you going to get good food to eat? You will stick with convenience, so this also plays a role when in an area of a geographic area or location doesn't have access to healthy foods, and it has a lot of junk food and fast food restaurants and all that, that is what will be the main place that the consumer is going to go, because what they have access to determines what they buy. So access is everything. If we are going to have healthy food, then we need to have access to healthy food, right? So we can eat healthy foods and experience healthy lifestyle. It is also imperative that we also put into consideration age-related nutrition deficiencies. You see, you must understand that aging is an additional cause of bad nutrition. Older adults who live longer or alone, or those who have reduced mobility may currently have difficulties shopping for or preparing food for themselves. And as a natural part of aging, changes that occur in taste and smell might cause a decrease in appetite, which leads to nutritional deficiencies. Also, economic hardships, these are life transitions, also contribute in sometimes in a way, because let's say that you once were able to afford healthy food because you were doing well in your job, and suddenly you lost your job, or maybe you're struggling financially. Guess what? It's going to affect the kind of food you eat, and this will also impact your health. So it is important that we also note that physiological changes and illnesses, for example, also contribute to the reduction of our metabolic rate and diminishes appetite. And so all of these things play a role when it comes to the external factors that attribute or contribute to the fact that people are having poor nutrition. So sometimes it may not be their fault that they are having poor nutrition. It's just that these factors play a role. Now, we can go on dealing with external factors without considering also the social and economic issues. For example, the media plays a big role. The media. It has such a big influence on what we eat. When we turn on TV, what we see on TV, the commercials that are being projected by the media, the image, a society that is always promoting skinny legs, skinny body, skinny that, promoting weight loss and certain kind of foods, literally play a role with our choices, and also our friends, especially teenagers, are known to be very notorious for making bad nutritional choices because they follow what they see their friends doing, and so we cannot underestimate that peer influence as well. Also, we have to also consider the weather conditions, certain weather situations. Let's say when it's winter, it's easy for you to eat junk food because it's too cold for you to go out. So people naturally end up being comfort and eating comfort food, quote unquote, and so all of these things play a role. And you need to also consider that certain behavioral patterns that we learn or we adopted growing up, and we continue that same habit, they follow us through to college and in our adulthood. And if we never had any proper any caregiver to literally instill in us the right foundation of proper nutrition, this can cause many of us to make careless choices with our foods, and as a result we end up experiencing the effects of that. So we need to also consider that social and environment also play a big role in it. Okay, now the last factor to consider as part of the external factors is medications. You see, some over-the-counter drugs and also prescription drugs have certain side effects that literally affect the appetite and interfere with our nutrient absorption and metabolism. And so we also need to know that sometimes it's not really about, you can be doing all the right things by the book, but if you are taking some kind of medications, those effects, the side effects from those drugs can literally affect how our body, usually absorbs these nutrients and the effects that is being produced. So we need to also consider that as well as we go about with these external factors. So now that we've talked about the external factors that literally affects our overall health, the goal is not to make you feel victimized, but to take charge, right? That's what the powered life is all about, to empower you to own your health, to have the right knowledge so you can make well-informed decisions about what you do with your health. So that's why this webinar is all about. And so regardless of the external factors, you, my friend, can still take charge today. You can still take charge of the wheel and make the conscious effort to do what will make your health bloom, right? No matter which state of health you are currently, you don't have to remain there. Your health can improve if you decide you want to improve. It starts with you having the right understanding with the right knowledge. And so we're going to go ahead as we start to let you know about focusing on 5 main benefits of proper nutrition. 5 main benefits. I know there are a lot of different thousands of benefits by eating the right kind of food for your body. But today I'm just going to focus on 5, just 5, okay? And so hang around as we get going. We've dealt with the external factors. Now let's deal with the main things, okay? What happens when you eat healthy? What happens when you eat the right kind of food? Let's get into it. Are you ready? The first on my list is the heart. You see, this beautiful heart of ours is constantly beating because guess what it does? It's pumping blood and oxygen to the rest of our bodies. You see, the heart is sort of like a pump or 2 pumps in one. The right side of your heart receives blood from your body and then it pumps it to your lungs. And guess what? It's always providing blood and oxygen. And this blood contains the nutrients that our bodies need in order to function. So if you are eating the right kind of food, guess what? You are building a healthy heart, which will serve you in the long term. Because this beautiful heart of ours is so precious that we need to feed it with the right food. So diets that are low in fats, cholesterol, and sodium have been known to lower the risk of heart disease. And we all know that the number 1 killer of both men and women in the United States alone is heart disease. So this is a very important area we need to consider. If you have no reason at all to eat healthy food, consider your heart the next time you decide to put junk food in your mouth, okay? Now, the next one that we need to consider, which is also a big deal, is having healthy and strong bones and teeth. You see, you must understand that diets that are rich in calcium keeps our bones strong and healthy, and they help prevent any bone loss or osteoporosis and tooth decays. And this also is really important because when you eat low-fat dairy products, such as milk, cheese, and yogurt, and you take in more greens like dark leafy greens, it helps a lot, especially when you eat broccoli and bok choy and kale and collards greens and food that are basically totally fortified food with soy products and, great source of fiber and calcium. They can go a long way for our overall health, bone health, and teeth. Because the CDC, the Center for Diseases and Control and Prevention, recommend 1,000 milligrams of calcium consumption in a day for the average adult from the age of 19 years to 50. And vitamin D has been known to help our bodies absorb calcium. So when you want to make sure that when you are shopping for food, if bone health and teeth is really your main area of need. You want to make sure that you get food that are literally fortified with vitamin D to help balance the nutrients in the food you are eating, so you have a lot of that in your food, in your diet, so that you can have a healthy lifestyle. So you want to consider that the next time that you are shopping. A lot of us don't really consider our bone health and our teeth, so it is an area that you need to consider, especially older adults. You need to consider that in your daily dietary intake, and don't forget that you discuss it with your primary physician or your doctor before going further. Okay, now the third on my list is energy. We all need energy to function at our optimum. We need energy to do everything. Energy is defined by science as the ability to do work. You cannot do anything without energy. When you are weak, you are limited with the things you can do. But when you are thriving and you are full of energy, you have enough strength in you, you are able to go about with your daily life and be more productive. Now, this is where eating the right kind of food does for you. Increased energy levels are the immediate benefit of switching to a healthy diet. Simple. Because when you eliminate excess fat like sugars and refined carbs from your diet, it prevents blood sugar fluctuations, which would make you feel energized. When you eat more junk, you eat more refined sugars and refined carbs in your body, including candy and white bread and all the processed foods and all that, guess what it does to you? It kind of sucks the energy out of your body. And so you always feel tired, you always feel weak, and you always don't have the vim and the motivation to get things done. And so it ends you making you more procrastinator, because you're not able to do much because you're always tired, you feel like sleeping, and that is not a good sign at all. So if you want to thrive, if you want to feel energized, vibrant, energetic, and you want to do a lot and be more productive, then you want to make sure that you are eating the right kind of food for that. So small frequent meals helps you to maintain energy throughout the day. Make sure you are munching on the fresh fruits and veggies, and eating food that will enrich and enhance your health. In addition to eating a healthy breakfast, also keep in mind that you want to feel energized by exercising. That also produces energy. So things that will make you feel energized. Exercise is a key to it. Eating healthy breakfast can also get you on a great start, and also munching on healthy food throughout the day. You want to eat the right kind of food that will produce energy. So note that. One reason why you want to eat healthy is energy. Increase your energy for life, okay? Put it that way. Many of us do not consider this, but our brain health is really, really, really important. What you put in your body, what you put in your mouth literally affects the health of your brain. In other words, when you have the proper nutrition, it increases the blood flow to your brain, which helps protect your brain cells and prevent it from degenerative illnesses like Alzheimer's diseases. So that is an example, okay? So if you eat healthy food, for example, or diet that are rich for your brain, and you avoid food such as fried food and all this chemical processed food, guess what? You are increasing the blood flow. You are allowing your brain to breathe well. You are literally growing and enhancing the memory and the lifespan of your brain. So if you want to have a retentive memory, you want to have a great memory, you want to be able to retain things, you want to be able to have a healthy blood flow in your brain, then you want to consider eating foods such as kale, spinach, broccoli. In other words, the greens. You want to eat, fresh fruits like blueberries, raspberries, plums, cherries, raisins, prunes, that are good for your brain. Also, another nut that you want to consider is almonds, walnut, pecans, and other nuts. These are great brain healthy food you can eat for your body. Also, vitamin E is really good for your body. So food that are rich in high doses of vitamin E, you want to go for that. Okay, they all help fight against Alzheimer's disease and all kinds of degenerative illnesses that really affect us in our old age as we age. You want to consider that as well. So if you are in your mid 40s, mid 50s, and all that, you want to consider your brain health. And you don't have to be that age in order to start eating healthy foods. You want to start younger as much as you can, wherever stage you are in life. It is never too late to start afresh to improve upon your health. Now, finally, our weight. Now, I know this is a biggie. You don't need to hear any more lectures on why you need to eat the right kind of food to lose weight, to keep weight, or to gain weight. I know we live in a society whereby most of the time the emphasis is really placed on weight loss. But sometimes some of us do not have to lose weight. Some of us actually need to gain weight. Some of us have been so malnourished that our bodies are literally crying out for more nutrients that will allow us to keep an ideal healthy weight for our bodies. And diet, what you put in your mouth, is a biggie. And you don't need me to further emphasize on that because you've had enough lectures on it in the media and everywhere you go. People are trying to lose weight. There's been so many resources, food, nutraceuticals, and supplements. All of these things have been available just to help people lose weight. So I'm not going to go there or even dwell on it because we all know what it does. When you eat the right kind of food, it helps you to prevent getting fat or making you lose too much, or actually helping you to maintain it, because some of us need to maintain the weight we have lost. You don't want to lose the weight and then get it back. You don't want to stick on the yo-yo dieting. You want to be able to maintain what you started and keep it off, right? You lost the weight, you put in the hard work, you exercise, you did all the grinding and the motivation and the push-ups and all. And you want to be able to keep it going, right? And we all know that food plays a role. Actually, statistics show, that weight loss, for example, is 80% nutrition and 20% everything else. And that 20% includes exercising, your mindset renewal, and all the other factors which has to do with your genetics and your background. So food is really, 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 really important when it comes into our everyday life. It is more than just what we put in our mouth. It speaks to our DNA. It literally reprograms everything. So you want to consider all these things as you go ahead with your lifestyle, trying to improve upon your health. Well, my friends, that brings me to the conclusion of our You Are What You Eat webinar for today. I hope you had a good time. I hope I was able to bring an awareness about the food you are eating, to let you know that, listen, it doesn't matter where you are in the state of your health, you can make a difference when you decide to make a change. And there are no little factors or situations that cannot be changed. When you decide to take baby steps from this moment, you are heading yourself to a great and a brighter longevity and wellness for your own life. And you owe it to yourself to do that for yourself. You owe it to yourself, because I believe all of us have great plans and dreams on our heart we want to attain and achieve. But if you are living in poor health and these things are dragging you down, how can you achieve them? You will not be able to do it. And so you end up living beneath your potential. And I know all of us want to do great things. We want to be able to be vibrant and live longer, right? So if you know that you really need help to further assist you in this journey, if perhaps you are struggling with an area of your health, whether you're trying to lose weight, you need help to figure out how to eat right for your body type, you need to know what to do. Maybe you feel so tired, always slug. Sometimes we just need to detox our bodies. Sometimes we just need a little help to help us plan our meals or alternatives. You may be dealing with an addiction. Maybe you need help to break away from sugar, or you need help, basically somebody to talk to. Well, guess what? I'm here for that. As a board certified health coach and a nutritionist, that is what I do, and one of the things I do best is to be your cheerleader as you pursue your health goals, as you thrive to become a healthier version of yourself so you can live longer to fulfill the purpose that you were created to fulfill. And so if that really is you and you really are desperate and you sincerely need help, do not hesitate to reach out to me, okay? I can be your personal coach and guide you through that process, or I can also, if you have a bunch of friends, maybe you need accountability from your peer support group and you have a group of friends who are gearing towards the same goal, why don't you bring them all together and let's cheer each other on, right? I have group coaching services available. So whether your goal is weight loss, detox, you need help with planning your meals, or you need help with recipe planning, please get in touch with me, all right? Visit my website at www.poweredlifecoaching.com www.poweredlifecoaching.com to sign up for my services. We have a lot of amazing programs ongoing, okay? I have freebies, I have workshops, I have different services. So stop by and see what I offer and see which ones would benefit you. Or you could send me an email at send it through info@poweredlifecoaching.com, info @poweredlifecoaching.com, okay? And I will get back to you. I will respond to you promptly and we can go forward. I'm currently offering a free 30-minute consultation. So join me. Let's get started. Do not procrastinate your health for another day, because when you risk that chance, you are risking yourself to reduce your lifespan. So get in touch with me, whether through the email or by the website, and let's get going, okay? Once again, thank you so much. This is Felicia Asmani. It was really a privilege to come to your homes or your vicinity through this webinar to share my heart with all of you regarding the importance of having optimal nutrition through food. You really are what you eat. So the next time you put food in your mouth, reconsider. Ask yourself, is this food healing my body, or is it feeding a disease? The choice is yours. Until next time, this is Felicia Asmani, creator of The Powered Life, and I'm glad to come to you today. To your amazing health. Cheers.